So, greetings from Chris Lord Algae. You know, I heard that guy. I think he's got like a tiny studio or something in California. Like, I think a famous person or two might have stopped by there for a couple minutes to say hi. I think he might have half a dozen plus Grammys or something like that. I don't know. How's it going, everybody? Zoltan Wallace here with FlatLine Studios. We're going to be bringing you something a little unique, at least for the next few videos, as we're trying to get through this construction project on the studio itself. If you haven't seen that, look into our shorts. I'm not going to bore you with like 10-20 minute long videos on the tiny little steps we're doing, but there's some easy to digest shorts that you'll find on the main YouTube page. Cool little updates about what we're doing with the studio. However, today I'm going to do something unique. We're going to be showcasing something different. This is technically take two. I plopped it up here and realized my address was showing right at you guys. All I did get around to doing is cutting the tape. Let me grab these. But what are these guys? Boom. Aventone Chris Lord Algae 10As. A stands for active or amplified, depending on what school of thought you come from. And these are what I'm going to be running in the studio. Now, something unique that I thought stood out just by looking at the package. These are heavy. This right here, VTPC, variable tissue paper control. Tissue paper? You mean the really, really thin stuff that you throw in people's gift bags when you don't want to wrap it, that's super thin and you'll look at it funny with water and it melts? I guess we'll see. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this open. So these are, like I said, the Aventone CLAs. All I did was cut the tape on take one because I was showing you all the address, which is, you know, I blacked it out now with marker. Set those bad boys there, and let's get the other ones out. All right. They are, however, right and left. All right, so this appears to be the left. The left. So we have a left speaker and a right speaker, just like the old school Yamahas. The right speaker will be set up opposite of this one. So I don't even know what's up and what's down in these things, so let's just pick a side and go for it. Boom. And boom. Let's give it a slit so we don't cut through it. Just want to make sure that, get a little cut. I think I got the top. Look at that. So before we get any further, let's see what they have to say about this. So, greetings from Chris Lord Algae. You know, I heard that guy. I think he's got like a tiny studio or something in California. Like, I think a famous person or two might have stopped by there for a couple minutes to say hi. I think he might have half a dozen plus Grammys or something like that. I don't know. But there's some precautions with this. So that I would like to tell you about these precautions. So Aventone wants to thank you for buying these because they cost a lot of money and you're putting their kids through college. So you're welcome, Aventone. So your stereo space is going to be 42 inches apart and about 3 to 4 feet away from you. So Chris is saying that he's putting his mixing reputation on these speakers. I'm holding you to it, Chris. These do also have RCA. And the XLR input's actually the combo input, so you can run that with the tip ring sleeve 1/4 inch also. There's a voltage selector on there. These are active speakers. Each side is 120 watts RMS. They do run 60 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So if you're looking for good, strong sub-frequencies, you may want to run a subwoofer with these, because I haven't looked at the graph, but the roll-off might start happening at 80 or 90. But regardless, keep that in mind. Low frequency is running the Aventone 10 MLF 18 centimeter cone. High frequency is running the Aventone 10 MHF 3.5 centimeter soft dome. 17.5 pounds per speaker. These are not light. They do have some break-in suggestions. This is very important. They go through and they say these are full-range speakers and they exhibit a certain amount of tightness when they're brand new. That they do suggest that it will have a benefit to put them through a break-in period. In other words, don't plug these in and run them at full tilt. The 10As do perform solidly right out of the box. It is beneficial to actually run them through a burn-in period. Some high-end speaker manufacturers claim that their speakers could take 100 to 200 hours break-in before they're normalized. I mean, let's be real. Your ears are going to hear any new speaker as being different and thus, in a lot of cases, awful. So you're going to want to normalize your ears as well as break in and normalize the cones, loosen them a little bit. They say in here, we feel that simply playing any music with good low frequency content through them in a loop 24 to 72 hours at a medium volume can easily do this break-in. The users themselves have reported that this sped up the break-in process and seemed to open up a bit more than when first powered. Now keep in mind what they said a paragraph prior is that your ears too will normalize to these new speakers. So keep that in mind. When whatever process you utilize, rest assured that you have purchased an amazing tool that will aid in determining proper levels and tones of all important mixes, and that's why I got them. But they do. The break-in is suggested as being recommended to remind you that all things new, such as sports cars, need a short break-in time for the drivers to flex and normalize. Now, I do have to agree with this. I just recently put a brand new engine in my truck. You cannot run that engine at 4,000 RPMs until you've exceeded a certain break-in time. They suggest to do this and at low RPMs, keeping your RPMs 2,500, very maximum, super short burst, 2,000 RPMs or less. But enough of that. Let's get these out of the box. Now, I'm sure if you're one of those smart YouTubers, you've already fast forwarded. So these guys, poor man note. If you don't have enough money for those fancy isolators, maybe you should tape these down to keep vibration from, knocking your expensive speakers off. But if you have a surface that you're setting these on and they have a resonance or a tone that interferes with your mixing, these are a great alternative until you can afford the fancier ones. I don't know. But, and then lifting this out, make sure you don't lift it by the woofer. Just lightly feel which side has the sub. It should be front and back. So I'm going to grab by the sides. If I can grab it by the sides. I'm not leaning against my shoulder. Ooh, power cable. There we go. Let's go ahead and get these down. Okay, so the tissue paper variable control, or the variable tissue paper control. Oh, what fell? Ooh. We got feet. Oh, speaking of isolation, I mean, I don't know how much these little rubber feet are going to do, but there you go. Either way, they give you two different isolation options. You could look at it that way. So is this the tissue paper that they're referring to for the tissue paper control? These are heavy. These are 17.5 pounds each. Whew. Let's look at the money end of it. I'm kidding. This is the back end. All right, so we got a warning here in red. Check operating voltage. Install correct fuses. Well, I'm looking right here. Our selector says 115. I'm in North America, the United States. So this 115 is correct when using a standard NEMA plug, which is probably this guy right behind here. These speakers aren't getting plugged in until we get to the studio. Because I would like to set up a measurement microphone to see what the before and after of the break-in is on these. I think that'd be interesting. Take some scientific measurements in my studio. So what it sounds like in my environment according to a measurement mic, not my very objective ears. So over here we got a power button. Feels like a standard power button. So if you had multiple of these and you didn't want to or couldn't reach behind to get them, I think you could probably have them on a power conditioner with the power button, and that works too. That's how I got my mixer set up, because it does not have a power button. How it unplugs is you unplug it. It just seems rather weird. It doesn't have a sleep mode either. Over here we have RCA and our combination TRS 1/4 inch with XLR. We have a ground lift, ground or no ground, our volume, and our Hey, there's that VTPC, which stands for the Variable Tissue Paper Control. So clearly, this is not the tissue paper they're referring to. Although I could probably get $10 for this on eBay, huh? Of course, I'll do some more information hunting. Because now that I've gone through the book and all that, I'm like, well, apparently I didn't know enough about these monitors that I thought I did. I got them because they were highly suggested to get for the environment that I'm building. But yeah, so if you know more about exactly what that variable tissue paper control is, by all means, let me know. But remember, these are the left monitors. Whew. Look at that. These are the left monitors. And the right monitor will be opposite. Sub will be here. The label and the high frequency will be on this side. They do look rather nice. Rather nice. I believe these are 7-inch drivers. And these are 3-inch drivers, or 6.5s and 3-inch. But we will see what they sound like after we get them set up. Now, the reason why they don't pre-attach the feet is because they're not sure if you're going to have them in weird guy orientation or studio orientation. I'm kidding. If you got them standing up, you're not a weird guy. You could be a weird girl, you know? I don't know who's watching. But I would suggest they go like this, because that's the way the label shows you. And, like it said in the book, Chris is putting his reputation on this, so you might just want to put it the way he labeled them to go. Check out the shorts on our channel. You'll see all the updates that I've been doing on the studio, what we're doing on the studio to get that going. 2x6 walls. We're not shy on this thing, I tell you. We got a sound console that we're going to be doing a box opening on, some microphones with built-in preamps that are phantom power. That sounds pretty cool. I got this cool LG monitor that is 4K. It's the first 4K monitor I've ever owned, so I hope it's a good one. That one we're going to do an unboxing and a turning on, because I think you'll benefit from seeing how that works. I don't think you'll benefit from me showing you what these speakers sound like right now, especially with the whole advisory about the break-in. That, and I'm doing a load-in and a load-out today for a Matthew West concert at our church, so that's pretty much taken up my whole day. I'm just taking a small breather, having lunch, and doing this box opening with you guys. So until our next video, you guys have a wonderful day. Again, leave me comments below telling me what you think the variable tissue paper control really means. And while you're at it, could I get a like, subscribe? Could I get a subscribe? A like helps. A subscribe helps. Any one of those comments help too. So if you could help me out, that'd be great. Doesn't cost you anything to hit the buttons. Otherwise, we'll see you in another video. Man, I gotta wait a whole month before I can listen to you boys. A month. Oh, it's gonna feel like an eternity.